Gemini, welcome to your 2025 reading. So the way that I'm structuring this reading, I'm using whole sign houses. So the astrology houses, the house system would be whole signs. And then I'm doing a tarot read for each one of these houses for the entire year. These houses really do touch on all the areas of our life. And so just kind of focusing here one at a time. And then there's specific zodiac signs that relate back to the houses, again, using whole signs. So as I talk about them, I'll go through them. So your first house, obviously, in the sign of Gemini. And so let's get your first house energy. So this is all about you, your physical person, the way that people perceive you. Okay. So right off the bat, for just your physical person this year, I'm getting the Ace of Cups. Love to see that one. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant Taurus energy may or may not be significant, but what I like about this is that you're really establishing a firm foundation for yourself. There's something really grounded in your approach because the Queen of Pentacles is right there in the middle, and you've got the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant. So if you're not in a union with another person yet, that looks like it's on the horizon here. This would be some sort of deep, meaningful connection, stable, long-term. If you're already in some sort of union, it's almost kind of reestablishing or maybe deepening the connection here with this person, because we've got the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant showing up. And so there is this kind of new beginning on the horizon, but really deepening a connection here. So if love and romance really aren't your thing, this would indicate that maybe you're just establishing deeper connections with all the people around you. There's something, what I'm getting from this energy is a meaningful connection, but it's showing up more romantic than anything else. So let's get any kind of obstacles and challenges you might face this year. Okay. So I got a bunch of cards out. So 4 cards showing up. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune here. So from an obstacles and challenges standpoint, anything that you might be facing, you might find yourself in a situation having to maybe justify actions that you took, or maybe needing to back your actions up with kind of facts and data. There's something about, it feels, the energy is not that strong, so this isn't going to be that significant of an impact on you, but it feels like somebody here might be challenging you at some point during the year, or challenging the way that you work, the way that you operate, just in general, your life, and just kind of having to justify it. Page of Pentacles, it looks like a conversation is going to take place. Ace of Wands, you might even be pivoting directions here during the year. So if you start to learn different facts and just ways of behaving, you're going to make modifications in that area and be able to move in a different direction. But the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, this is a really positive card. It's the card of Jupiter. And so these obstacles and challenges really aren't significant at all. They're coming across as very, very minor. Overall advice for you and your first house. Wow. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords, which is a very fast-moving energy. We have the Star, which is healing, going after your dreams. And we have the Eight of Cups, which indicates that you are moving towards some sort of fulfillment here. So whatever is taking place, it does feel like more that you're going to be absorbing information and making different decisions, moving in a different direction. And that could be why somebody's questioning you, because it might seem out of the norm, something that you would not normally do. And so your best advice here is to really just keep following your dreams. There's something really significant about this, and be open to any kind of new information that you learn. 2025 is going to be a transformational transition type of year. We're closing out cycles. It's already happening. And you're going to be learning new information along the way. So just be open to that. So that is the first house energy. The second house here is ruled by Cancer for you. And so Cancer is a very deep, emotional sign. And so when it comes to your second house being what you value, could be your personal finances. I mean, it's usually more personal finances than anything else, but it's those things that you hold that are worth something, usually tangible. So bear with me. I'm just shuffling because we'll end up using all the decks a few times. So this second house energy for you in that sign of Cancer. So let's get your overall theme for your personal finances. Okay, your pivot is showing up here. Okay. So the first card out, Two of Swords. That requires some sort of decision. You're standing at a crossroads. You're not really sure what to do. Page of Wands, this is exactly it. You're trying to figure out the direction that you need to move in. There's going to be conversations that you have with other people trying to figure out exactly what choice, what decision you should make, because it feels like this might come up a few times during the year where you have to pivot and make some sort of choice relative to your personal finances. And we do have the Nine of Pentacles, but there is abundance connected to it. So whatever's happening here, you are able to meet your own needs, be able to provide for yourself. I'm not seeing anything from that perspective. It feels more like from maybe an investment standpoint, where do you invest your money? What do you spend it on to make it worthwhile for you? That seems to be more of the decisions that you need to make in 2025. One more. So when it comes to the obstacles and challenges here, okay, we have the Tower showing up. So there is going to be some sort of sudden change. This is where a decision is going to be required. You're going to be facing, and this feels like it's going to happen multiple times throughout the year, where there's going to be just this either sudden knowledge that is imparted on you, or there is going to be a sudden shakeup around you that's going to require some sort of financial decision on your part. We do have the King of Wands. What choice are you going to make? What actions are you going to take? And we have the Page of Pentacles showing up. So this is where you're learning information, trying to figure out, have those conversations. What do I do? And so when it comes to the obstacles and challenges, it's more around the Tower than anything else. And the other two feel like they're more guidance cards. How do you navigate this Tower energy? How do you find the right way to invest or spend the money or something along those lines? Let's get your best advice for your personal finances here. We have the Knight of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So when it comes to the decision-making process, when it comes to being able to spend the money in the way that is in your best interest, you actually have everything that you need already. You're good at being able to manage and navigate this type of issue. If you have some sort of issue coming up, I keep getting a home. So I don't know if there's something connected to a home environment where you might end up spending more money. Whatever this is not foreign to you. You've done this before. You're going to end up doing it again. And with the Eight of Wands showing up with the Knight of Wands, this does indicate that you're having conversations with other people. The universe is really encouraging you to open up, talk to other people, gather a bunch of information, and then use that to make some sort of decision here. So that is the second house energy. So I'll talk a little bit about the third house showing up here. So the third house for you is ruled by Leo. Leo is a very bold, charismatic, creative type of energy. So it's stepping out of your comfort zone. It's the Strength card in tarot. And with the third house, this is communication, short distance travel, siblings. Really think of your immediate surroundings. It's anything that might impact you on a regular basis because it's in your immediate vicinity. And so this energy, we'll see how it plays out for you in 2025. It feels like there's going to be a pivotal point for you here. I don't know why I'm getting that, but there's something about the way that you communicate. At the beginning of the year and the end of the year, there's going to be a difference in the way that you understand things and the way that you express yourself. And I realized that was not a good shuffle, but we'll do that one again. So let's get your third house here. So overall theme for your third house. We have the Five of Wands showing up. So this is obstacles and challenges. we have the card of Leo showing up. So that is the house ruled by Leo for you. And we have the Six of Wands showing up. So with the strength here right in the middle, this does indicate that there might be conflicts, there might be things that you deal with over the year, obstacles and challenges in the way that you're communicating with other people, the way that you're understanding other people. But with the Six of Wands showing up, you're going to overcome those obstacles and challenges. That's not even an issue here, but it's more about the way that you're responding to the situation more than anything else. With that strength card, you're going to be bold and dynamic and really just stand up for yourself. And that's what the universe is really kind of encouraging you to do. If in the past you were not somebody who really stood up for yourself or just maybe tried not to rock the boat, that's not going to happen in 2025. There's going to be somebody here or something here. I'm definitely getting pushing your buttons where you're going to need to stand up for yourself in some significant way. And I see exactly where this is happening. One more. So when it relates to these obstacles and challenges that you might be facing, it's coming down to your responsibilities. Ten of Wands is showing up. So this indicates that somebody is trying to push something onto you. They're trying to get you to do more than your fair share when it comes to responsibilities. And so this is where you're going to need to stand up for yourself. That Ten of Wands is directly underneath the 5. This is where the obstacles and challenges are really coming into play. We do have the Page of Swords showing up as well. This indicates that you're going to need to stand up for yourself. Along with the Ace of Wands, what kind of actions do you need to take in order to do what is in your best interest here? Because it's not about you doing away with all responsibilities. It's you'll do your fair share. It's about taking on more than your fair share. Okay. So it looks like having the conversation is absolutely in your best interest. So when I look at your best kind of advice for this category, I'm getting the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of generosity. So there's something about the way that you communicate, you can still put it in a positive light. Even though somebody here is trying to push their responsibilities onto you, you can be magnanimous in the way that you communicate that and say, you know what, I will do X, Y, and Z, but you need to do 1, 2, and 3. And we'll kind of divide and conquer that way and really put it in that light. We do have the sun showing up here, so a lot of hope, a lot of optimism. So the way that you're going to portray this is in a really positive, generous light. That might be different than what you've done in the past. And so the Hanged Man energy indicates that the way that you're going to communicate is going to be handled differently. This is what I was getting before I even started shuffling, that your communication at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, they're going to be vastly different in your approach to these types of conversations. I do like that showing up here. So we'll see what shows up in the next house. So the next house for you, 4th house, is the house of home. So think of your physical structure, your home environment. For you, it's ruled by the sign of Virgo. So Virgo, maybe I'll just take a step back. In January, we flip over to the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle. And I always want to say that backwards. But Pisces is the north node, Virgo is the south node. And so you're looking at home and work. When it comes to these two eclipses for the next year and a half, this is what the primary focus is going to be. It's going to be like a work-life balance type of situation where you're going to be releasing something connected to your home environment to pursue something in your work environment. And this is letting go of a kind of like a comfort zone or stepping out of your comfort zone here. That south node does feel really comfortable. These are lessons that we've already learned, previous life lessons, things like that. And so there's going to be a release here in your 4th house and pursuing something in your 10th. So just want to highlight that. This is in the sign of Virgo for you, your 4th house. So your 4th house, there might be some sort of healing that takes place. Virgo is a very healing sign. It's a very analytical sign. And so whatever it is that you're doing here, whatever it is that you are going to release, you're going to put thought behind it. It's not going to be this impulsive type of release. And so let's get your overall theme for the 4th house here. One more. We've got the Page of Cups, High Priestess, and the Fool card showing up here. So there's something in your home environment there's a brand new chapter that is starting in your home environment in 2025. That Fool card indicates a brand new beginning. High Priestess, there might be things that you're keeping to yourself. That might be part of, and it feels really significant when it comes to starting this new chapter. There's things that, I'm trying to find the right words to describe it. If you want to make improvements in your home environment, there's a need to kind of almost take a step back, pause before you do anything, before you say anything, kind of wait it out and make sure that you're making the best decision possible. That is also that Virgo energy. But with the Page of Cups too, you might be having conversations with another person in your home environment or connected to your home environment around truly what is it that you want here. Because there's something about those conversations that really does kind of turn things over, because I'm getting this kind of wheel turning over. So there is a brand new beginning related to that. Let's get obstacles or challenges in your 4th house. So the 3 cards that I'm getting for you, I'm getting the Justice card, 4 of Swords, and the Queen of Wands here. So with the Justice card, the 4 of Swords, and the Queen of Wands, you might have a hard time staying balanced, staying grounded in the moment. 4 of Swords, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Like, what do I do? Do I need to take this break in order to heal? Do I move forward? Because that 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands are very conflicting energies. And this is where that Justice card is having a hard time finding some sort of balance. The 4 of Swords is about taking a pause, taking a break, stopping something so that you can rest, recover, recuperate, all of it. Queen of Wands wants to take some sort of action and move something forward. This is where Justice is really having a hard time. I will say that the Queen of Wands is the more dominant energy of the 2 cards showing up here. And so there is going to be progress that is made, but it's going to be a slow moving progress. This is not going to be, okay, 3 steps forward. It's going to be more of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's going to be that kind of year for you as it relates to your home environment. So let's get your best advice. Oh, okay. You are going to be making progress this year because we have the 3, 4, and 5 of Wands showing up. And so with that 5 of Wands showing up here, there are going to be obstacles and challenges relative to your home environment. 3 of Wands, this is about being patient. Do not immediately respond. This is the advice that you're getting here. If you give it a minute and let kind of things settle before any action is taken, this is why you're going to see like a slower amount of progress in 2025. It's because you're going to let time unfold in between some sort of obstacle and your response to that, or any action that you take relative to that obstacle or challenge. But it results in this, the 4 of Wands. So it's leading to a reason to celebrate. This is progress moving forward. And so you are at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you're going to be happy with making progress. There is going to be things that kind of turn around. It just don't expect it to be quick. So that is the 4th house energy. With the 5th house here, so there's a lot of areas contained within that 5th house. So the 5th house is, well, for starters, it's ruled by Libra. So when you talk about balance and justice, that is ruling your 5th house. 5th house is considered like the house of fun, the house of pleasure. So anything that you enjoy doing outside of working hours. So spending time with children, having children. It's also the house of sex. So that would make sense too. This would be hobbies, passions, anything that you just really do for fun. Short-term relationships are part of that 5th house energy. So if you're not interested or not part of a serious commitment, the 5th house would rule that type of casual fling type of relationship. So let's get some information for you on this one. So let's get your overall theme for the 5th house. So this is really positive for you. We do have the Strength card, Leo energy showing up. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. And we have the Nine of Cups. So whatever is taking place here, you're going after exactly what you want. So whatever goals and dreams that you've set, maybe it's around having children. This could be around passions or hobbies, doing something relative to those. You're going after your goals and your dreams. There's something about progress, moving forward, really embracing this house of pleasure, this house of fun. So let's get some obstacles and challenges for you. One more. Okay, I'm not surprised. We have the Page of Swords showing up, Three of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So there's something, you might find this, I'm getting the beginning part of the year. There's something in the beginning part of the year, 3 to 4 months of 2025, where you're going to need to let go of something here. There's that Five of Pentacles is about a release. Three of Wands, Page of Swords, you probably already know what it is. You're on some sort of journey, some sort of understanding of a situation. Page of Swords indicates you might be having conversations with other people, but there is some sort of release that's coming. You're letting go of some sort of obstacle or challenge that still kind of plagues you in some sort of way. It's been following you around. So there might be, I'm getting a wound of some sort connected to this house of pleasure. So there might be something connected to fertility. There might be something connected to being able to pursue your passions, your goals, the things that you enjoy doing in your spare time. But you are letting go of some of these obstacles and challenges. You're making peace, because I'm definitely getting a sense of making peace with it and releasing. So let's get your best interest here. Whatever it is that you need to release, you already know what this is. And it does feel like I'm definitely getting within the first 4 months of the year. I am getting the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Devil energy. So the Devil energy, Capricorn energy, may or may not be significant, but there is this in your best interest, any lies, manipulation, deceit, anywhere where you're not getting the truth out of a person or you're not seeing things in the correct light. Letting go of unhealthy attachments. There's a lot that you need to release. There's something about old patterns and habits and sticking out. So if you've stuck with, let's say it's a passion or a hobby and it just doesn't excite you anymore, but you feel like you need to see it come to completion, do you really? Like, is there something here that you really do need to see to come to some sort of completion? Or can you just cut your losses and be able to move on? And so there's something here, you're not getting the same level of pleasure that you thought you were going to get out of it. And so there's a reason that the universe is saying, don't waste your time anymore. Don't put your energy and effort into this. It's just not worth it anymore. So kind of recognize where just because at one point it provided you pleasure doesn't mean it's always going to. Your interests are going to change over time. And so it's okay to let go of something. And even if it's about short-term relationships, because I'm definitely getting that energy too. If you're in a space where you're ready to settle down, have children, things like that, but you've always maybe entered into short-term relationships with the goal that maybe they would become long-term relationships and that never did. It's about stop gaslighting yourself, stop telling yourself that these people are worthy of that type of relationship, and start getting rid of those kind of toxic patterns, anything that would prevent you from going after exactly what you want. Got a lot of different, there must be a lot of different Gemini who are going to watch this reading, because I'm definitely getting kind of both ends. People that are in committed relationships with children, and then I'm also getting on the other flip side, people that are not in committed relationships, don't have children, but are trying to go down that path or want to go down that path in some sort of meaningful way, whether it's you have children or you meet up with somebody who has children, start dating somebody who has children. There's something about letting go of old patterns and ideas around what pleasure should be versus what the reality is. And so the next house for you is the sixth house, which is all about your daily routines. For you, this is ruled by the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio, ruling your sixth house, I kind of like that energy. So Scorpio energy can be very loyal, but it's one of those energies where Scorpio is not loyal until he or she makes a decision to be loyal. And then it's, okay, all in, that's it. This is what I want. And with the sixth house, I mean, this is your vitality. This is literally your daily routine. So think of all the things that you do on a regular basis. This includes your health and wellness routine, so diet, exercise, everything that you do here. The work-life balance is really being highlighted here. So it's kind of, once you make a commitment to a routine, you want to follow it through. That explains the fifth house energy. There's something about this routine that might be modified during the year that allows you to release something here connected to that house of pleasure. Let's get your overall theme here for the sixth house. What is the energy of the year? I'm getting a sense you need to make more time. So if you're married, it's with your significant other, it's with a significant relationship. There's something about needing to spend more time with this person or put more of an effort into that type of relationship. I am getting the Three of Pentacles showing up, the Magician, and the King of Cups. So King of Cups is a very emotionally mature energy. So there's something here. You might be with a water sign, so a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It is ruled by Scorpio, this house. So there's something about, I'm getting a sense of following your instincts, trusting yourself. That Magician is trying to manifest some sort of emotional connection with another person, and it's about deepening the connection here with somebody. When it comes to, this is interesting, when it comes to the obstacles and challenges here, I am getting the Eight of Pentacles showing up. I'm getting the King of Swords with the Queen of Cups. So the obstacles and challenges here relate to one person is emotionally detached and one person is emotionally invested in this relationship. And it's about working on it. There's something about working on this commitment, this relationship together. The Eight of Pentacles does indicate that you have the skills necessary to make this relationship a success, but it's more about coming into some sort of alignment, because when I look at the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, I mean, they couldn't be more different. That King of Swords, again, emotionally detached, very intellectual, thinking things through. So this is somebody who, this could be your energy, because this is air energy, where you're thinking your feelings rather than feeling your feelings, versus somebody here, Queen of Cups energy, very nurturing, very caring, very supportive. And so there's something about working on this connection here with this person that's showing up. So your best advice here for your sixth house. It's a renewed commitment with somebody here, or maybe it's initiating some sort of commitment. I'll talk about that in a second. We have the Strength card showing up, so that's Leo energy. We have the Five of Cups. This is about seeing things from a different perspective. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is the commitment. So whether you're trying to enter into a committed relationship with another person, you're already in a commitment and you're trying to kind of firm up the commitment here with this person, it's about you digging deep, finding the strength within yourself to see things from that different perspective. Because there's something about this relationship, making more time, putting more of an effort and energy into it, getting on the same page as another person, because that is going to impact your daily life. This is kind of the primary area in which your daily life is going to be impacted this year. That actually makes a lot of sense, because we do have the South Node and the North Node impacting your home environment and then your work environment, that work-life balance. So there's something about this. So let's keep going. And the next house here, it is the seventh house. So this is the house of partnerships. So think of marriage, your marriage partner. Could be all those kind of significant interpersonal relationships that you have with the most important people in your life. Think long-term. These are people that you've probably had a meaningful connection with for a very long period of time. This is also about contracts. Marriage is a contract. It's a legally binding contract. That's why you have to go through a divorce. And that's the 7th house rules that. So for you, it's in your opposite sign of Sagittarius. And this one here, so the way that this works, the 7th house, you're always looking for that kind of balancing energy, so that yin yang. So you've got these skill sets, you've got your strengths, your weaknesses, and then you're always looking for a partner who's going to complement. So balance out your weaknesses with their strengths, and you balance out their weaknesses with your strengths. And so that's why it shows up as opposing signs. Oh, we're using the same deck. Okay. When it comes to the overall theme with this person here in your life, so if there is a significant other, or you're working towards a significant other, I'm getting the 5 of Wands. So it's not going to be all roses all year. I'm getting the 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands here. If you have children, there might be obstacles and challenges around all the responsibilities that you have. That could be getting in the way of a relationship here, where you just really don't have the time that you need in order to spend with that person. Kind of is already showing up in other houses. So pretty consistent theme showing up. But if it's not about you already having children, you might be finding it difficult to either get on the same page or even just make time for somebody here, because you have a lot on your plate. And so it's about, what do you need to do in your 7th house in order to navigate this energy? How do you have the kind of relationship that you want here? How do you navigate these obstacles and challenges? So let's get what they are. One more. Okay. So I'm getting the 2 of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the 9 of Swords. So 2 of Pentacles, Strength card, 9 of Swords. It's about balancing. So you're trying to find time to be with this person. You're trying to figure out what can you deprioritize in your daily life in order to make time for this person. The Strength card, the 9 of Swords, you're definitely stressed out about it. You're trying to overcome any kind of obstacles and challenges relative to this relationship or entering into this type of relationship here. It does come across as some sort of anxiety or fear that you're not going to be able to really embrace this. There's something connected to it. I'm also getting a very strong 5th house. So if part of your daily life is that you connect to your passions, your hobbies, but now you're trying to make time for a relationship in your life, part of what you need to let go of in the 5th house energy is anything that just is maybe getting in the way. And that would be from your perspective, where you have a hobby that might be just taking up too much time in your day. I'm definitely getting dance. I don't know where dance is coming from, but there might be something connected to dance, or something that is just taking up so much of your time that you're not able to connect with another person in a meaningful way or in the way that you would want. Best advice for 7th house energy. Okay, wow, it's all swords. We have the 4 of Swords, which talks about taking a break, really stepping back from a situation. We have the 2 of Swords so that you can figure things out. You're going to need a clear mind in order to go forward. But we do have the 6 of Swords, so there is going to be progress that is made here. But I'm going to get a couple of cards. I want 2 cards on the 2 of Swords. What is the best decision for Gemini? So when it comes to making a decision here, it's really tapping into your emotional side. We have the 9 of Cups and the Moon showing up. They're both about your emotions. So whatever decisions that you make sure that you're taking that step back. You're taking the time you need in order to clear your mind, make a really clear decision, look at what is it that you truly want here, and then let that be the reason that you move forward. Let that be the deciding factor in order to move forward. So that is the 7th house. The 8th house here, so there's a lot that's part of this 8th house energy. So it is one of the malefic houses. It's a death and rebirth house, but there's more to it than that. So this is also around power and control issues. This is your money. So the money that you earn from an employer, the money that you pay out relative to your debts. This could be your spouse's income, which also kind of leads to that power and control issues. Trauma, so like intimacy type of trauma is part of this 8th house energy. And for you, it's ruled by the sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn is a very structured energy. So you might be finding, and you probably have been finding, that these structures have been breaking down. Now that Pluto has moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, you might find some of these structures around the money that you earn, the money that you pay out, they're changing. They're absolutely changing. I'm definitely getting it on a much broader scale because it seems like there's going to be changes that are happening in our financial systems. There's going to be changes in the way that maybe you buy real estate or you sell real estate. There's going to be these kind of monumental changes that are going to have an impact on you. And that's what I'm picking up on this year. So from an 8th house standpoint, let's get what your theme is. Overall energy here. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this at all. So we have the 8 of Cups showing up. We have the Tower showing up. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. So there's going to be some sort of shakeup here. There is going to be more transformational type of energy showing up that does break down these structures. That's what the Tower does. The Tower removes these obstacles and barriers so that you can go after exactly what you want. And so what it's doing is the sudden shakeup is going to allow you to start moving in a better direction. It's going to break you free. You're stuck in some area of your life right now and you're having trouble getting out of it. And so this is going to kind of release those restrictions on you, show you the path forward. It's going to show you how to balance and prioritize everything around you so that you can focus on the most important things. And really, from a proportion standpoint, making sure that if something is really important, that's where you spend the majority of your time versus something that's not so important and spending the majority of your time there. So when it comes to the obstacles and challenges in your 8th house energy, we have the 3 of Swords. So there is some sort of trauma. There is some sort of healing that needs to take place. That is the 8th house energy. So it's healing. And it's also about recognizing some sort of heartache. I have the King of Swords showing up. So your energy showing up, male or female, it's just the energy of the cards. And then we also have the Knight of Cups. So what's taking place here, the obstacles and challenges are relative to you healing from some sort of wound that has been holding you back from going after something that you want. And it feels like it's coming to the surface. There's something that when the Tower moment happens, it's going to not only remove the blocks and barriers, it's going to create some sort of sudden awakening within you as to why you're responding a certain way or where you've been holding yourself back in some pattern or behavior that you've established. So let's get your best advice here for the 8th house. Okay, interesting. So I'm getting the 10 of Wands. These are the burdens and responsibilities. I'm getting the Devil energy showing up as well. And the 7 of Swords. This is what you're meant to heal from. This is all very connected to this Tower energy. There is a healing that needs to take place within your 8th house, and it is relative to not seeing things, not seeing the truth of a situation. That's the 7 of Swords energy, but suddenly being aware of what the truth is. That Devil energy where you've been holding yourself back. It's the Capricorn card. You have Capricorn ruling your 8th house. And then with the 10 of Wands, it's all the burdens and responsibilities that you've been carrying, and excessively so. And so these burdens and responsibilities at one point were probably necessary, but you're past the point of those being necessary. So you can let these go. That's the advice that you're getting for this kind of transformation that you're going through. It's don't be afraid to make new decisions or move in a different direction if the old path isn't working anymore. Don't be married to it. If it's not working for you, it's about releasing it. Or the parts of it that just aren't working for you. There's probably parts that are. So just take a look at, does the effort match the significance? because I'm definitely getting that message again. And so the next house is the ninth house. The ninth house is all about growth and expansion. So think of all the ways that you could grow and expand through maybe higher education, long distance travel, maybe even just meeting people from foreign countries and learning about their culture, anything that would expand your mind. That's what this ninth house is all about. For you, this is ruled by Aquarius. And so the ninth house, Aquarius energy for you is, this is where Pluto is right now. So there's changes that are taking place relative to your growth. And so the ninth house for you might involve some sort of artificial intelligence. You might be able to use technology in a way to advance your higher education or learning more things, learning a different language. All of these things really come into play. Your ninth house with that Aquarius energy, with Pluto in there, it feels really positive. It feels very expansive in unconventional ways. That's what the Aquarius energy is all about. And for the benefit of the collective, there's something that you're going to be kind of learning and exploring that is actually going to help the people immediately around you. There's something about the people immediately around you benefiting from whatever you're doing. So let's get that intuitive hit feels like it's over a longer period of time, more than just 2025. So let's get the theme for 2025 relative to your growth and expansion. One more. So I'm getting a connection between your eighth house and your ninth house. Definitely getting a connection here. And I was, but I didn't say it out loud. So with the eighth house energy, because it's transformation, whatever it is that you're letting go of, it's to make more space for positive, more significant areas of your life. And so it's really kind of almost redoing the base here in 2025 so that you can grow and expand. When I look at the cards showing up, I have the Seven of Wands, I have the Tower, and I have the Four of Wands here. This is going to be very specific, but you could be entering into some sort of committed relationship, even a marriage, with somebody that is not native to the country where you live. That's specific. But the Seven of Wands and the Tower, there's been some sort of resistance to change or resistance to pursuing something from a higher education standpoint or this growth mindset. It has everything to do with the fact of these old structures really just dominating your life. And so the Tower is coming into the middle here to really shake things up for you. Tower showing up again. So it's meant to allow you the space to really move forward in a direction that gives you a reason to celebrate. So even if you're not looking to get married, or you're already married and you're not looking to get married again or anything like that, it's really about you finding your happiness here. It's shaking things up so that you can do more of what you really love doing. Let's get obstacles or challenges relative to the ninth house. So the three cards that I'm getting the Four of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. If you are not in some sort of union and you want to be in some sort of committed relationship here, but you're not in one, the universe is saying it's because you've set your own path in such a way that you haven't allowed space for anybody else to come in. With the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, this is all about stability. You've been so focused on creating your own stability. It's showing up with the Nine of Pentacles as well. You being able to prove to yourself that you can create your own abundance, set yourself up in such a way, structured your life in such a way that it doesn't make space for any additional growth and expansion. And so this is where the Tower is coming in to say, yes, but some of those things, while they were necessary at the time, they've served their purpose. You can move on. You don't have to hold on to this. You don't have to be in these routines anymore. It's okay to open up and be, well, I'm getting the word vulnerable, but opening yourself up so that you can move in a direction that allows for this growth and expansion. It could be that you were just disappointed in past relationships. And so you just kind of put yourself in the mindset of, well, I'm going to make sure I take care of my own needs. I'm not going to worry about somebody else coming in or handling this for me. I'm going to be able to do it for myself. But it feels like that's what's breaking free. So let's get your best advice for the 9th house here. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 5 of Swords. Your best advice here, opening up, having conversations, taking in all this new information. So the Knight of Pentacles, we'll start there. Knight of Pentacles is a card of a student. So this is about learning. So all the information that you're going to be gathering during 2025, this feels like it's going to be later in the year. So you're going to be taking all these lessons, all the transformation that is taking place during the year. You're going to really incorporate that. And so I feel like your real growth and expansion is going to come later in the year. Page of Swords, 5 of Swords, you are going to really be resolving whatever the inner conflict is that's prevented you from being able to move forward. Whatever the shakeup is, I'm getting multiple towers. You're going to have multiple tower moments happen throughout the year, but not in a negative way at all. It's going to be removing these structures a little bit at a time. You're going to find that some of the early towers are more significant. By the time you get to later in the year, the towers are going to be less. And so they're going to still awaken you, show you where you've been holding yourself back, but they're not going to be so earth-shattering that they completely upend your entire world here. It's really about you being open to the knowledge and being able to move forward in that way and resolving this inner conflict where maybe you've held yourself back. You got to recognize it before you can address it. So that is your 9th house. And so 10th house here. So 10th house is where the North Node is. So the North Node is karmic notes. These are lessons that we're meant to learn. And so they do change roughly every 18 months. It's like 18 months to 24 months, depending on the cycle and everything else. They move in a retrograde fashion. So they're always going backwards to the other planets, which is why you're seeing it progress the way that it is. So your 10th house, that's career and public reputation. Even if you're not actively working or anything like that, you still have a public reputation. You're still seen by people in a specific way. And so with Pisces ruling your career, I mean, this is Pisces energy. I mean, it's the most mature sign in the zodiac. It's the last sign in the zodiac. And so there's a lot of knowledge that you have already around how to interact with other people. What kind of goals do you want relative to your career? How do you want to be seen by other people? This is all Pisces energy. It's all that kind of Neptune energy. And so I'm going to shuffle this one again. So when it comes to your career, I'm definitely getting the word compassionate, because you do have this experience, this vast experience working with people. And it doesn't mean that you've actually physically worked with a lot of people. This just means that you've interacted with so many people in your life and you have that experience, that knowledge base that you can then incorporate either into a career or your public reputation. And you're coming across as very empathetic to other people's situations. You're very warm and open and not judgmental when it comes to other people's situations here. So let's get some themes here relative to your career. So what I'm seeing here, we have the 8 of Wands, which talks about communication, but it's also movement forward. We have the Page of Pentacles. So there are more conversations. So 8 of Pentacles, or 8 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, both about communication. And we have the 7 of Cups. You might be trying to figure out what are your next steps. During 2025, you might see with that North Node, a lot of things are going to be changing here. And it's leaving you kind of in this realm of indecision. What is going to be the best path for me? With all this change that's taking place, making room for another person in my life, whatever this is, how do I navigate my career? What is in my best interest? Let's start with your obstacles and challenges in your career this year. Wow. So we do have the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is about the routines that you have. When it comes to your career, you've really kind of built a foundation for yourself. Let's just focus on the people actively working or wanting to work right now. So you have this idea, you have this plan that you've set out for yourself, and it's a career path that you've said, okay, I want to do this, and I want to do this and this. And really, maybe time is connected to it. But it feels like you've already kind of set out what you want your path to be. You have this ultimate goal of achieving a certain role in a company or having some sort of business on your own, and you've got these goals that you've set for yourself. Queen of Wands, so you're already taking steps, moving down that path here. The challenge is coming into play because we have the Page of Wands showing up. So you're starting to question the actions that you're taking relative to the goals that you set for yourself. But it feels more like the goals that you've set for yourself are going to be changing. This is, it feels like if you go back 5 years and you kind of had these career goals and you said, this is where I want to be, this is the path that I want to go down. 5 years later, you've made progress down that path, or maybe you haven't made progress down that path, and you're sitting there asking yourself, is that really the life that I want to live? If I picture myself in that final scenario, is that really where I want to be? It feels like you're questioning a lot of your career goals this year. Does that really align with your emotional well-being, where you see yourself being the happiest here? Let's get your best advice for handling okay, I'm getting a fourth card. That makes a lot of sense. It completely aligns with the feelings that I'm getting. So 10 of Wands is showing up. 8 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. 3 of Wands. What I'm getting here is it doesn't matter where you are on your path. It doesn't matter where you are relative to your goals. If you don't think that those goals are going to work for you anymore, be open to change. Be open to putting in the work and be patient, letting things unfold, really taking that time. So the 10 of Wands is about burdens and responsibilities, but this is about you maybe putting in a lot of additional effort. So if you are changing a path or you've got these goals and it requires more of your time, it's about you kind of devoting more effort and energy into it if this is really where you want to go. If you find yourself in a career that requires more than what you will give, this is a reason to change and pivot into a different direction. With the 8 of Pentacles, when it comes to you being able to create your own success here, you have all the skills necessary. It's not about learning something new. It's about maybe utilizing it in a different way. That Knight of Wands is saying, okay, let's make some progress here. Let's move forward. But maybe let's think it through before we do and maybe use some of our skills. If you're finding that your career path does not fully align with your skill set, that would be a reason to pivot. Because if you're not enjoying the work that you do because it doesn't fully line up with who you are and how you operate, then maybe it is time to consider something else here. It feels like that's what's going to be happening this year. You're also not going to have a resolution in 2025. I'm not getting a clear sense that by the end of the year, you're going to have a better understanding, but you're not going to be fully in the, I know exactly where I want to be energy. Let me see if I can get any additional guidance cards here. Oop, that's a lot of cards. Let's try this again. And let's get guidance for 10th house, Gemini. Be open to change, for sure. For sure. So I got 3 cards here. I have the 5 of Pentacles, which talks about leaving something behind. Don't be afraid to pivot and change direction here. We have the Queen of Cups. What is it that really is going to make you emotionally happiest? 5 of Swords, resolving some sort of inner conflict. So getting clear on where you are going to be the happiest. So when you think of your work-life balance, what is truly going to make you happy? Is it spending 40 hours a week at work? Is it spending 60 hours a week at work? What does that mean for any kind of interpersonal relationships? What does it mean for children, family life, all of these things, home life, all of it? Because it's all going to be a factor in your decision. It's not done in isolation. You're not going to be making any kind of changes in your career just because. There's going to be other factors that come into play. This is, yeah, it's definitely not done in a bubble. So it feels like you're going to be contemplating a lot in your career and really trying to balance out your relationship and your home life. So the next up is the 11th house. So the 11th house is all about your community. So think of your friends, the people that you choose to spend time with, the community around you. For you, this is ruled by the sign of Aries. So we just had the North Node in Aries. So let's find out a little bit more about what is happening for you in your 11th house. This feels like the deck I need to use again. One more. So let's get your theme, your overall energy for your friends and that community around you. We got a lot of cards. I'm going to take them. So we have the King of Swords, which is your energy showing up here. Very clear mind. We've got the Chariot, Cancer energy, so a lot of success here. We have the Six of Pentacles, so feeling very generous, very open and available for your friendships. Really, I'm getting a sense of making time, putting in the effort and energy to make sure that they work, that they're a success. We have the Knight of Cups. This fully aligns with what you want. And we have the Eight of Cups. I mean, so you're still working on your friendships here. They're maybe not in the exact place where you want them to be, but you're definitely making improvements in those relationships. And that's exactly what that North Node has been all about. Even though we're switching out and we're going into the Pisces Virgo eclipse season, we are still closing out of the Aries Libra at the beginning of the year. So this is really the time to be able to move forward and establish the friendships that you want. So I like how this is playing out because you're doing a lot of work. Things are moving in a positive direction with your friends. The obstacles and challenges showing up for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Wands. You might still be healing some friendships out there that have some sort of wound connected to them. It feels like that's the last piece. There's something about maybe you haven't fully... If you had a falling out with some friends here, it feels like you're still working on it, that you're still kind of trying to address it. You're making a lot of progress, but you're still moving in a direction that really aligns with what you want and the kind of relationships that you want with your friends long term. And this maybe not even just your friends. This is also coming across as family. So there might be, issues with siblings. If you've always had a close relationship with your siblings where they're also your friends, this indicates that maybe you're working on healing those relationships or improving those relationships in some meaningful way. That Nine of Wands energy does indicate that there's a wound here that does need to be addressed. And it's going to be addressed through conversation around, we've been friends for a long time, we're siblings, we're going to know each other forever. And there's some sort of healing that is taking place in your friendships. So let's get your best advice here. One more. So we do have the World, which talks about the completion here of a cycle, but in a positive way. So there's a lot of abundance connected to this completion. We do have the Ten of Swords. This is actually putting down all of the pain of the past. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. There's a lot of abundance connected to this. So whatever is taking place, this is going through, your friends are going through some sort of transformation. You relative to your friends or to your siblings, because you are best friends with them, there's a healing that's taking place here. And it feels like you are going to see that close out. You are going to have the completion of that cycle, where by the end of the year, you're definitely going to be in a much better place. You're going to have a much more harmonious, happy relationship with these people in your life. And then last but not least, we have the 12th house. So the 12th house is, I mean, this is a spiritual house. This is you, your subconscious, you behind the scenes. This is what you need in order to feel like rest and relaxation, anything that kind of gets you away from everybody else. That's that 12th house energy. So it's about secrets, things that are hidden, things that you want to keep to yourself. And this is where it's the subconscious. The occult is part of this house, but I don't think that that's going to be the case for you because I'm not talking to you in that kind of perspective. This is how it impacts you on a regular basis. There's going to be things that happen internal to you that nobody else has that knowledge except you. For you, it's ruled by Taurus, so everything is coming out through some sort of practical lens, focused here on what you value, what you need in your life. And so when it comes to your 12th house, let's get the theme, the main theme. You have a lot of fire showing up here. We have the 7 of Wands, Temperance, and Strength. So the Temperance is Sagittarius energy, Strength is Leo energy. So you have a lot of fire showing up, especially with that Wands. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And you're really digging deep to find some sort of emotional balance. It feels like you might be challenged in some sort of way this year that really has you standing up for yourself in some sort of meaningful way. I feel like I got that message earlier in this reading for you as well. But Temperance and Strength, you are going to be able to navigate whatever's happening to you during 2025. You're going to really, at times you might struggle, but overall, you're really going to maintain that kind of inner balance that you're looking for, which is temperance. And it's showing up right here in the middle. So let's get any kind of obstacles and challenges that you're going to face this year. So what I'm getting a sense of, people are going to try to put demands on you that require more effort and energy than you're willing to give. They're trying to impede on your desires, your goals that you have for yourself. There's something about that. And this is where I'm seeing that friction come into play. And you're going to be standing up for yourself because you have your own goals. You have your own ideas that you want to implement in 2025 and just in general. And so it's about what you want versus what somebody else wants you to do. That's what I'm getting. 6 of Pentacles is showing up. Knight of Cups. 4 of Wands. So when it comes to what you want, this is where you're going to be generous with your time and your energy. So 6 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 4 of Wands. I mean, this is all relative to what you want. And so because it's showing up as an obstacle and challenge, somebody's challenging you and what you want. They have a different idea on what is going to be in your best interest relative to your own goals. I mean, that 4 of Wands. So again, like if you're focused on a relationship here, and making time for that, you might have other people that are involved in your hobbies that might be holding you back and saying, well, why are you going to spend less time with us? Why are you going to spend less time doing this dance program that you love, whatever that is? And it's not about convincing them. It's about you doing what is in your best interest. Where do you want your life to go? That 4 of Wands is a reason to celebrate, but it's also a marriage card. And so with the Knight of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles, it looks like you're trying to make more time for you to enjoy all of those positive things in your life. And those positive things and what you consider those elements that are going to make you the happiest are modifying. They're changing over time. What is in your best interest here? Yeah. We have the 10 of Swords showing up. We have the Tower showing up. And we have the Page of Cups. So really what's in your best interest? If somebody is challenging you and your maybe relationship goals or the way that you want to spend your time, and they're going to remind you of any kind of past pain, you're going to say, okay, that's enough. We've got the Tower showing up in the middle here. This indicates that you are changing. Things are modifying for you. There is Taurus energy. I just had to look at the sign again because we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Uranus is the tower. It's that planet of sudden change sitting in your 12th house. So you are going through some sort of internal transformation right now, and you will continue to do so. And what it's doing is it's shedding an old skin. It's removing all of the old pain here with that 10 of Swords. And it's really allowing you to step forward into this Page of Cups energy. What is it that you truly want for yourself? Then it's about, okay, being open about that. Maybe at some point you're going to be ready to talk about that. That's what the Page of Cups is all about. But this also indicates that you have some sort of new beginning. The pages in a theater play, they usher in the next act. That's exactly what is happening here. So I would say for you, it's not about resisting this. It's about sticking up for it. If what you want is changing, there's no reason to go back. There's no reason to go back. So let's get, I'm going to put this to the side and I'll shuffle off camera. Let's get one last message, overall energy here for Gemini in 2025. Okay. So I'll start with, we've got the Five of Wands. We have the Death card here. So this indicates that obstacles and challenges are changing. There's something that's taking place. The obstacles and challenges as they arise during the year are eliciting and creating some sort of disruption in your life. There is a death and rebirth connected to these obstacles and challenges. If you're facing a lot of resistance in an area of your life, it's because something here needs to be modified. You need to get back onto your path, or you need to find a way that is going to really align with the future that you want for yourself, because this indicates that there's something out of alignment for you. We do have this Two of Wands showing up here. So it's about seeing off into the distance, understanding the potential, and then moving in that direction. We do have the Devil showing up here. Capricorn energy. This is about you transforming, letting go of old structures, expectations, or even that plan that you put into place. It's okay to modify it over time. You don't need to kind of box yourself in such a way that doesn't allow for any kind of flexibility or you to pivot in a different direction. That's how this is coming across. And with the Judgment, you're going to get it. It's going to become clear to you. You're going to make a very clear decision relative to your future and what exactly you want for yourself. This is actually fantastic because you're going to see the obstacles for what they are. You're going to release old patterns of behavior here. You're really going to lean into this transformation because you're seeing the long-term potential here with that Two of Wands energy. So Gemini, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.